So I already installed the high lift jack and the mounts. I kind of got impatient, so this is kind of an after video, but it'll be a little guide for those of you guys that want to install this thing. It's pretty easy. All you do is take off the hinge bolts. They are torque bolts. Not sure what size they are. I think T35s or T30, something like that. All of them came out good except for these two here. I ended up stripping them out. How I got them off, I ended up taking a T40 bit and I pounded it in here. It's slightly larger than what's needed, so I hit it in there real hard. And I did this after I drove the car from work. So the hood was nice and hot, the bolts were nice and hot. So I took the bit, pounded it in there, used a ratchet, and just, you know, I just gave it a lot of force, and then it just cracks. I think it's because of the paint. You just hear a little pop, and then it came off. Thankfully, I didn't have to do anything else. So these two came out. Mounted the this mount here. This is a cheapy mount. It was $40. I ended up finding it on Craigslist for 20 bucks. Includes the new bolts, these hex bolts. And so once you get this on, the high lift jack came in. I got this from a company on eBay, only 70 bucks. And I think it was so cheap because it just came like this in the mail. Didn't come in any kind of packaging. It wasn't wrapped. It's a little scratched up. You can kind of see right there, but I mean, it's a high lift jack, so who really cares? But 70 bucks for that, $20 for this. And really how this mounts, it doesn't come with any mounting hardware. I just went to Home Depot and I bought these wing nut bolts. I don't remember what the size was, something like 1.75, something or other. And then these wing nuts here. I'll probably buy a padlock. There's another hole in this mount. I don't know if you can see it in there. But the way this is designed, that there's one hole here and then another hole here. So a lot of people put a padlock here. So I'm gonna get like a little black padlock and just stick it through this other hole so nobody steals it. Other thing I had to do is I got some twisty ties, some black ones, and I just twisty tied this onto here because it would sag. And then while you're driving, this thing would just bounce all over the place. So that held it in real tight. And this is the way I mounted it. I don't know if you have to mount it a certain way, like the bottom has to go on this side or that side. I just kind of did it this way, just so that this part here is out of my view. And then I mounted this part forward. All of this stuff down here, I wanted it up first, just because it looks cooler. But then I figured, you know, snow and rain and all that gets in here, and this is actually the mechanism that it uses to crawl up these holes. So I didn't want that to get gummed up, so I put that down and just mounted it like that. But I guess you could really do it any which way.